Okay, how in the world do you have a successful honey harvest when you're living in one of the colder parts of the world? Well, my friends, a successful honey harvest starts with a successful cold weather package installation. Say that 3 times fast. Buckle up, we're gonna take a ride over to Alaska wildflower honey and learn from an expert on beekeeping in cold climates.
This is a package of honeybees that is typical of a 4-pound package that we receive in Alaska. One of the things that's important to realize is that the sugar syrup can, which is right here, is meant for traveling and feeding the package from the bee yard to Alaska. So one of the first things that you should do when you receive your package is you should spray some sugar syrup onto the bees. Just like this. This is something that you need to do as soon as you get your package, as soon as it's practical to feed them, because sometimes the sugar can winds up being pretty close to empty by the time it's up to Alaska. Okay, so what we're going to demonstrate now is a cold weather hiving technique. We're assuming the temperature outside is quite challenging for bees. So the things we have to concentrate on is to make sure that, number one, that they've got lots of feed. We tend to use frame feeders. Frame feeders are really reliable feeders for cold weather. We'll fill this up as much as we can. We'll work it inside the garage where it's nice and warm. All of the equipment and everything that we take out to put the bees on will be at nice warm room temperature. So even if it's in the teens outside while we're installing the bees, the places that the bees are going to encounter are basically still at room temperature, because we'll be fairly efficient in here and super efficient out there. We have a piece of styrofoam here that'll drop down onto the bottom board. It'll insulate the side there. We'll have another piece of styrofoam that will sit on this side and do basically the same thing. I have the hive configured so that I have plenty of space for the bees to fall into, and I'll have this in a V shape so that I can hang my queen on a little tab right across here so that I can install the queen. I get everything all done inside, then I'll just simply carry it out, set it on the stand, return with the box of bees, and dump the bees in, and it'll take just a few moments to do that. One of the things that we can do if the weather is super challenging outside, and we'll just pretend like it is, so I've got a spray can full of sugar syrup. I'll just fill up these combs with a good honey arch. Everybody who's been inside a beehive knows that there's a big arch of honey that goes across the top. And what I'm basically doing is filling this comb with sugar syrup to take that same place so that when that package of bees is actually hived on this, they will be able to feed directly where they're normally used to finding feed. You can easily put a cup or two of sugar syrup right in there so that even if the bees are not able to move a whole long ways from where they've been hived, they don't have to really fight to get over to that frame feeder. And so that'll sit right there, ready for the bees to consume that. These little extra drips and dribbles, they're not gonna hurt a thing. So that's all taken care of. We got our feed situation set. We're gonna take our queen that I've already put a tab on here, a matchstick. We'll go ahead and pull the queen out and get her situated with a marshmallow. She has been in this package of bees for enough time. The bees are accustomed to her and she's accustomed to the bees. This can's a little bit dented, and so it's extra tough to get out. See, it's got a dent along the side there, which makes it out of round. We'll set that off to the side for a moment, get our queen out. You can take a frame, lay that right over the top and keep those bees inside. Now I see the queen is good. We're gonna swap this cork for a marshmallow so that we can do an indirect release. She is a wild queen running back and forth, so I have to make really cautious that she is going in the right direction before I pull that cork, or she'll come right on out. If that happens, you need to make sure that you get a replacement queen right away to stabilize that hive. Okay, I got that marshmallow in place. I'll just shove this in with the tip of my pocket knife. It'll take them 10 to 12 hours to get through that marshmallow, and then we'll have a good indirect release. This guy will fit right here, set for the bees to go in. And then what we'll do is we'll take this box out, and I'll follow along with the hive in this extra frame and the extra piece of insulation, and we'll go put this right in the hive. Okay, so we'll just set this right in place. We'll push these pieces of styrofoam right down to where they belong. And now we're ready to install that package of bees. I've made a fair bit of space here so that the package of bees will shake right in there. I'll take my hive tool.
For links to the beekeeping equipment that is being used in this video, check out the description below.
Now I'll put the package of bees. It's important to hold these bees really low, otherwise they fly.
Bees are not unaccustomed to the cold. A lot of bees originate from cold areas, and so they have methods for adapting and keeping warm. And so we're just assisting them to make that even easier so that they have a good first few weeks to month in their hive.
Now I can start dragging these guys together. We'll wait for just a few moments for those bees to crawl a little bit out of the way. We'll wait on that. We'll come back and we'll add that other frame in a moment.
Always remember to face your hives in a direction that is away from your flow of traffic, okay? If you put it right next to your sidewalk or whatever, what they do is they fly out of the hive and go straight up, and most likely you're gonna get hit in the face by a few bees. So point them in a direction where there's not a lot of traffic. We have used this cold weather hiving method down to 10 degrees. You can leave the insulative aspects of the hive in there up to like 60 degrees. It won't hurt the bees. But really, once it's consistently warm enough, you can take that out and start building out your hive like normal.
Okay, that one's done.